Alex, I spent 45 minutes yesterday morning just staring at a pile of orange plastic spaghetti on my floor. It looked like a pumpkin exploded in slow motion.
Let me guess. You tried to print that multicolored tiger mascot again, and the printer decided it preferred making art house bird nests?
It's the purge, man. It's that little tower of wasted filament that builds up next to the part. Every time the nozzle swaps from black to orange, it poops out a literal gram of plastic just to clear its throat. By the time the print was done, I had more waste than I had tiger. It felt like buying a whole cow just to get one steak.
Well, perfect timing then, because today's TigerDen Daily is basically a love letter to efficiency. We're talking about the end of the poop tower in 3D printing, a $43 million gold mine for trade schools, and why your next nightstand shouldn't cost you a second mortgage.
It's April 24th, 2026. The world is moving fast, but we're still working with our hands. Let's get into it.
So, Bamboo Studio just dropped an update that's basically an admission of guilt. They're finally saying, hey, if you actually want to do heavy color mixing, maybe stop using a single nozzle.
It's about time. Using one nozzle for four colors is like trying to paint a rainbow using a single brush without ever really cleaning it. You're just wasting a gallon of water for every drop of paint. The new word on the street is tool changing heads. Instead of one nozzle doing all the heavy lifting, you've got a whole rack of them, like a surgical tray. One drops off, the next picks up. No purging, no waste, just clean lines.
And it's not just the big players. Creality is out here with this M1 filament maker. I saw you looking at the specs. You actually thinking about cooking your own plastic?
Oh, you bet I am. Think about all those failed prints, the spaghetti incidents. Usually that just goes in the bin. But with an M1, I can grind that down, melt it back into a spool, and maybe mix in some wood flour or a custom tint. It's like being a mad scientist, but with less lightning and more recycled PET.
I can see it now. Tiger's bespoke recycled grayish brown. Catchy. But seriously, even Elegoo is getting in on the action with the Centauri carbon. High-speed multi-material is becoming affordable. The barrier to entry isn't a wall anymore. It's more like a speed bump.
It's the canvas system they're teasing. If they can make multi-material switching as reliable as my old hammer, we're in a new era of making. No more painting models after they're done. You just dream it in Technicolor and let the machine sweat the details.
Speaking of dreaming big, let's talk about the real-world builds. There's a massive $43 million push happening in the trades right now. Someone finally realized that we can't build a future without people who know how to wire a house or weld a beam.
$43 million since 2023. That's not pocket change for some new wrench's money. That's rebuilding the entire engine of the economy money. They're targeting 50,000 people for trade careers.
It's funny, I was reading that a lot of this is going toward modernized training. It's not just hit this with a hammer until it fits, it's high tech.
Exactly. I saw a quote from the CIO over at Consigli big construction firm. He was saying AI isn't coming for the plumber's job. AI can't crawl under a crawl space and fix a burst pipe in the dark while getting dripped on. But AI is taking over the estimating.
Which is a blessing, right? Who actually likes doing the math on how many screws and board feet you need for a skyscraper?
It's a double-edged sword. If you're a kid in trade school today, you can't just be a master of the pipe. You got to be a master of the tablet, too. You need to understand the software that's forecasting the material costs. If you can weld a perfect bead and navigate a complex project management suite, you're not just a laborer. You're indispensable. You're the person the AI works for.
It's that skill hierarchy we saw in the blog today. Technical skill is the foundation, sure. But digital literacy and project management? That's where the six-figure salaries are hiding. Let's pivot to the business side. For all the maker moguls listening out there, the folks trying to turn their garage hobby into a mortgage payment.
It's a rocky road, man. I remember my first year trying to sell custom cutting boards. I spent more on sandpaper than I made in profit. I was basically paying people to take my lumber.
Well, the marketing landscape in 2026 is all about the owned audience. The big influencers like Russell Brunson are shouting from the rooftops, "Stop building your house on rented land." If you only exist on Instagram or TikTok, you're one algorithm tweak away from being invisible.
That's the gospel truth. You've got to get those folks onto an email list or a community like TigerDen. You want to be able to tap them on the shoulder and say, hey, I've got a new batch of hand-turned bowls, without hoping a billionaire's computer program decides to show your photo to them.
And the storytelling has changed. People don't just want a photo of the finished nightstand with a filter on it. They want to see the quick experimentation vibe. They want to see the Creality M1 chewing up your scrap and spitting out new filament. They want the how, not just the what.
It's about the scars. If I show a perfect table, people think I could buy that at a big box store. If I show the 3 times I messed up the joinery and had to get creative to fix it, suddenly it's a story. They're buying my struggle, my time, and my recovery. Transparency is the only currency that doesn't devalue.
They're buying my struggle. Sounds like your autobiography. But there is a serious note in the WSJ report today. Tradespeople are still graduating with debt. If you're starting a business, you have to price your work to cover your educational overhead.
Don't sell yourself short because you feel guilty about the price tag. If you spent 4 years and 40 grand learning how to do something in 4 hours, you're not charging for the 4 hours. You're charging for the 4 years.
All right, let's get to the fun stuff. The weekend is coming up. What's on the menu for the DIYers?
We've got a buffet. If you've only got a few hours, look at some Japanese-inspired shop organizers. I'm talking about cleat systems, small tool wells, things that make your workflow feel like a choreographed dance instead of a scavenger hunt for a 10mm socket.
And for the furniture fans?
Plus the $800 savings nightstand. This one's a community favorite. It's a mid-century modern piece. If you went to a high-end designer shop, they'd ask for $1,000 in your firstborn. You can build it for about $200 in materials and a weekend of sweat equity.
Sweat equity usually involves you swearing at a pocket hole jig for 3 hours.
Hey, those are character building hours. But if you're feeling truly ridiculously ambitious, we found a guide for a scratch-built catamaran.
A boat? Tiger, we're talking about people with garages, not naval shipyards.
It's a masterclass in patience, Alex. Fiberglass, resin, structural integrity. Most people won't finish it, but reading through the build, that'll teach you more about material science than a semester of college. It's the ultimate what if.
I think I'll stick to the organizers. I'm not ready to be a captain just yet.
You know, looking at all this, the tech, the grants, the projects, it's easy to get overwhelmed. But the core of it hasn't changed since my granddad was in the shop.
Which is?
It's about the gap between the idea in your head and the thing on the table. Whether you're using a $3,000 multi-nozzle printer or a $20 handsaw, you're just trying to bridge that gap.
And maybe not ending up with a pile of orange plastic spaghetti on the floor.
Exactly, that's the dream.
Before we head out, what's the one thing people should take into their shops this weekend?
Don't fear the waste. Whether it's a purge tower of plastic or a purge day where you just clean and organize, that lost time is usually just the down payment on a better result tomorrow. Stay gritty, folks.
And stay creative. We'll see you in the den next time.